and welcome back to another episode of Getting Lippy with me, Emma Coney-Bear, the home of everything showbiz and entertainment news, brought to you by Slingo. Joining me on the sofa today, we've got the lovely Megan McKenna and Julianne Trainor. How are we doing today?
I'm very good.
Yep. Join the fun on Slingo. Enjoy a £50 welcome bonus. Play over 3,000 vibrant Slingo games. Age 25 and over. Be gamble aware. For more information, visit begambleaware.org. How's everything been for the start of this year? Have you been busy?
I went away actually in January, so I'm not going to lie.
Get rid of the blues.
I know. I went away with my sister. We laid on a beach for 2 weeks.
Oh,
so yeah, that's what I've done. And I have been performing actually the other weekend at C2C Festival.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Very much so. Is that new festival? It's a country festival. Is it country music festival? Is that a new festival that's come to the UK, or has it always been going around?
No, it's been going for ages
Really?
actually. Yeah.
Oh.
It's actually the biggest country festival in Europe.
Wow.
So I've actually wanted to do it for, the last however many years. I've been dying to do it and I haven't been able to do it. They haven't accepted me. And then now, this year, they finally said, yes, you can come on the lineup. And I got to do 3 stages and it was absolutely insane.
Well, let's face it, you have been on tour with quite a few people as well, like Blue, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a dream of anybody that was born in like the 90s, was like loved Blue. And wow.
I love Blue. They're the best boys ever. And yeah, I've been touring with Tom Jones.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a big
he's
name.
very, very cool.
Oh,
Michael Bourne, Alfie Bow. I've done some huge festivals actually. Glastonbury last year for me
Amazing.
was definitely a highlight of my career and definitely feeling that acceptance into the music career, you know.
Because how it kind of started with you actually went on Britain's Got Talent for music, and then it didn't work out, sadly. But then after that, you did Towie, you did X on the Beach, Celebrity Big Brother, and then you went on Celebrity X Factor, where, let's face it, you absolutely just, blew everybody's socks off. Not only did you look phenomenal in all your outfit choices, but I don't think people realise how amazing you were at singing. Do you feel as though that this has always been your dream, the music, and it was a full circle back around to music?
Yeah.
Or doing all these different shows, the reality shows, to get yourself a platform kind of helped, and that was a plan? Or
Yeah, this is actually like a question that gets asked quite a lot, but basically it's funny because I actually auditioned for the X Factor a few times when I was younger, and I got through to boot camp and they never aired any of my auditions, and there's so many people that go and get through to like late stages and they never show them. So the fact that I got to have that full circle and come back and audition and actually win the show was, for me, I know some people on that show didn't really want to be a singer and they were kind of just doing it as like for a job. But like for me, it meant so much.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it like, wow, like this could be a huge stepping stone for my career. But the question about, obviously, has it helped or like put me on a platform? Yes, in some ways, of course, like people wouldn't have known who I was. But then also on the other hand, a lot of people do know me as reality, and it's been that like mission of
showing your worth and proving a little bit. So maybe it could be a little bit harder because they've already put you in a box and you've got to break out that box, even though you've got the talent there, but it's just showing people you really can do that.
Yeah, it's been a hard ride.
Yeah.
But I believe in myself, and music's always been the end goal. Like when I was going on these reality shows, I knew, this was my only chance. I was going for auditions. My mum was flying me here, taking me here. We was camping outside of places at 4:30 in the morning because I wanted it so bad. And then when I got the opportunity to go on the reality show, I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to take this. Don't know where it's going to take me. Obviously, it was a crazy route and, loads of ups and downs and roller coasters and everything. But I feel like everything happens for a really weird reason. And if I hadn't have done that, maybe I wouldn't have been here. I don't know. You never know.
I'm a massive believer of fate.
Yeah.
And I think, whatever your dream is when you're younger, it doesn't matter what way you go. There's always going to be a path that brings you back to the end again. So,
yeah.
you was on Towie. Did you enjoy your time when you was on Towie?
No.
I love the honesty.
No, going to be completely honest. Towie was probably one of my miserable most times of my life, actually.
Yeah.
I loved the show. Always watched it growing up. I was actually on it in Jess Wright's girl band when I was younger in the first series. So I
Still
always
connect with music there.
Yeah. So I always had my experience with it. When I went back, obviously it was completely different. You know, I'd just come off of Big Brother. It was the thing, you know, Megan stands up for herself, and you know, but I think when I went on there, I definitely ruffled a few feathers.
Yeah.
And I think going in, it was literally like going into the lion's den of like everybody had this perception of me on the show. And, you know, I weren't really there to be a bitch. I was just there to stand my ground. You know, I was dating someone on there. I had my friends on there. But it was just, it consumed my life a little bit. And it was, obviously everything's drama, and people need to remember as well, like things are set up for your entertainment.
Yeah, I was going to say this, like when it comes to reality as well, they could film so much, and they're, you know, say, you know, Celebrity Big Brother or X on the Beach or whatever, they film so much, but they cut it all down and they manipulate it. So them making you out to be this different person or the person, but how they force you into that kind of figure of an argumentative sort of person. It's not you full stop 24/7.
Exactly. And I think what I always say is put yourself in my position. You're in a situation, someone said something about you, you've had no control over what they're saying, then it's being aired, you don't know when it's what they're saying till it's aired. The whole you know, world is coming at you. And it's like, I'm just a normal human being. And the thing is with me is I'm learning to think before I speak, but I would literally just say it as it is. But I feel like my done me a little bit of a favour, to be honest, with the public, because I think they could just see that I'm just a normal girl, you know.
I think when you was on Celebrity Big Brother, I definitely could relate to you. And I think you're confined in a box, first of all. You're surrounded by people, which, let's face it, you're not always going to get on with these people. And then I know I would have exploded, like, to deal with these sort of people. But I think how you were, you was outspoken, and you might have lost your shit just a little bit, but who wouldn't lose their shit?
I was just about to say, like, wouldn't you lose your shit?
I would, 100%.
Wouldn't you? Like, for me, like, you're in, like you said, in this small house, and it's tiny in there, you know.
Yeah.
Were you in it the year Gemma Collins and everyone was in it? Yeah, that was such an iconic episode or series.
Exactly.
And apparently they're like petitioning to have it aired on Netflix.
Wow.
Can you imagine? It needs to go out there.
But
it was so good.
Yeah, definitely.
That was like with David Guest and everyone like that.
It was definitely, and there were so many memes coming off the back of it.
Oh my God.
Like,
there's still memes to this day.
There's still
that
memes.
live on.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a huge meltdown about, obviously I was in a bit of an argument with someone on the show. And the thing is with me is I always want to stand up for myself and stand up for other people. But you remember I was 23 when I was on that show. I'm 30 now. It's a long time. I think people forget that I was so young and very drunk. And when I would like want to stand up for myself, it would just always come out wrong.
Yeah.
And I'd know what I'd want to be saying, and it would be coming out, and I'd be thinking, oh my God, it's coming out wrong. But because I was in obviously a little bit of a rage, I couldn't,
I definitely, I think, you know, I'm a middle child of two other girls, my two other sisters, and it was just, when you get so wound up, it's not like you can go and like blow off steam. You lose your shit at people, and things come out. And I suppose you're in a house with these people every single day. You've got to wake up and see them. It is a bit like your family. You're like, oh God, I'm stuck here with you. You can lose your shit.
I could never do Big Brother at all. Like, I salute anyone who goes on that show. It's just,
I even said to my parents once, I was like, I said, oh, it'd be cool to do Big Brother. My mum was like, I think you would kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you would strangle somebody. So at least you had restraint there.
And then a baby even came from that show, didn't it? Jeremy and Steph. Was that the series?
That's
as
my
well?
series.
Yeah. Oh, was
My
that your
God.
series?
I had to think.
But were you on the
then.
Gemma Collins series?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that all happened on that one series.
There was so much.
There was just so much that happened. And
Yeah,
then
because what
when
was the
David
time?
Bowie died as well,
Yeah.
like that was just...
Oh, yeah. No, but somebody said that somebody had died on the show.
they thought it was
Basically,
David Guest.
David Guest, he is the most amazing
I know,
and sadly
bless
passed
him.
away.
R.I.P.
He honestly was like my dad in there.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but nice things to say about him. He used to ask me to sing to him. And there were so many things that never got aired. And, you know, he's just so cute. He even used to give me a little call after the show ended, like stayed in touch. But basically, the David's dead thing, I was actually asleep in another room because everybody snores in the Big Brother house.
Oh,
So
that's
did
what
you
I
get your
couldn't
own
deal
room
with.
then when you were in there?
No, I obviously had to share with everyone,
Yeah.
but I used to wear earplugs, still couldn't sleep. So there was a little snug that wasn't on camera. I was going to sleep. Then obviously all this was going on. So I actually woke up after this had all happened. But the reason why, because I think everyone's like, why did they think David was dead? Because obviously it was David Bowie that had died. But David, I think, had a cold or something and wasn't well anyway. So we all genuinely thought when she come out and said that, that's why we were all like, oh my goodness, like, because he wasn't well. I think if he was well, we wouldn't have thought that.
And it was
the
just
fact-
how it was said.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
then the fact someone asked, oh, like, how did it happen? And what's his wife called? Angie.
Yeah.
Angie says, oh, in his sleep. And they were like,
That's what
because he
I'm
was
saying.
sleeping, they thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
But anyway, that that scene has like over 3 million views
Yeah.
on YouTube alone. Like, it's still very iconic.
There's a few things that I follow on Instagram, and it's like the great British memes, and that always pops
Yeah.
up. It's so funny.
I know.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a series.
Yeah,
Would
it was-
you do it again?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think I
wow.
would.
Why would you do it? Would you do it again just to so you can take away any social media,
Well-
or is it more of the case of like it's actually quite nice when you get your head around it?
Well, I think like I like a challenge. The thing is with me, I do like to film TV shows, obviously. It's been my life. But nice ones. So I feel like you could make it nice. I know you're in there with like people that can be very judging and like want up argumentative and stuff. But I don't know, the experience for me was really cool, you know,
Yeah.
and I grew up watching Big Brother.
Yeah.
And like to go in there, to walk out the eye, to walk down, and it was huge for me. I was like, I couldn't believe it when I got the call. So I feel like if that opportunity ever did come up again, something like that, then yeah, I probably would.
I think they are bringing back Big Brother again.
They are, yeah. That's why I asked. yeah.
Really?
And
Do you know
then-
anything about what's?
Well, I don't know too much, but they are bringing it back. So I love the celebrity version though, more so than the civilian one.
Yeah.
So
See,
it'd
I
be
like the
great.
civilian
See,
one.
Yeah.
I don't. I love
Yeah.
the celebrity one because
Oh,
you
I
see
don't
so many
know.
different sides to celebrities that you wouldn't normally.
Yeah, there's that,
True.
not it? But
And,
then I think maybe with the civilian one, maybe it's just you get to see real people just doing
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But then again, if it's anything like Love Island, like the
Yeah.
later seasons of Love Island, it was so manipulated. Oh, can't do this. It's so maybe it could be good.
And do you
don't
keep
know.
in touch with anyone from that series?
Well, Gemma, we've always,
Yeah.
you know, supported each other. Always see her out and about, see her in M&S. See her we
What's she like in real time?
So
She's
nice,
still exactly
so
the same.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
this, like
the same.
from when I went into Big Brother, I was like, because I didn't know Gemma.
Yeah.
And I really warmed to Gemma actually. I'd say I got on with her like one of the best out of everybody. And even now when I see her, she is so supportive. I'd say she's one of the only ones from Towie, apart from Arj, is really supportive of my music and my career. And she always messages me, and I just think that goes a long way. Like that's so nice that she's so happy for me, and she's smashing it. So I'm like so buzzing for her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I
I
love
think
Gemma.
both you
Yeah,
and
she's lovely.
Gemma, you have this realness, and you know people take you as what you are. You know they don't need to go, oh, what's behind the mask? This is you.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you was on Towie, talking about relationships on Towie. Do you think it's hard to have a relationship on Towie, or in reality TV? Full stop.
Yeah, because the thing about that is because you're obviously judged by the world with everything you do, and even though no one's perfect, I always used to baffle me when I would get trolled over something that I've said or something that my partner said, and I think, mate, if they could hear you probably behind the camera, like what people are like, it's PG, it's nothing,
Yeah.
but I would get judged so badly for saying something. So that's the only downfall I'd say for it.
it's not just two people in a relationship,
No,
it's three. You've got you, your partner, and the whole other world always criticizing.
Yeah.
Did you ever find that people would like make up stories or, you know, try and is there a vindictive part to it?
Yeah,
in terms of,
like
the trolling and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in situations where like people have like messaged about people, and like people want to twist and stir the pot, and just people, to be honest, I just don't think people like to see you happy.
Yeah, they don't. People are
Like-
sinister. They're sick.
But relationships are so hard under normal circumstances, let alone when you're on a reality TV show. Like that must be just so much harder. And then everyone like scrutinizing and throwing in their like 10 cents. So I would not like to be in that position. And then especially with social media, people messaging you.
Well,
it
social
just,
media,
you
I'd
know,
say, like, is the worst. That's the worst thing. But it's like I have a love and hate with social media, because it's like social media, I get to share my music, I get to share my stories, I get to share my side. I mean, a few times, I'm not going to lie, I did get in trouble with the producers of Towie, because obviously the storylines were coming out on the show, and once again, I didn't know how to keep my mouth shut. And I would actually, do you remember Snapchat's still a thing?
Yeah.
And I used to go on my Snapchat and would rant about everything that's happened, so I would get my side across. And I'll never forget the producers pulling me aside and saying, "You've just ruined a whole storyline. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, shit."
Did they have to change the storyline, or they just
No,
left
obviously
it in? It
it's-
was just like...
Yeah, well, the thing is with me on that show, like, it was all kind of like my real life.
Yeah.
So, no, they had to run with it. But obviously, you know, I'm giving a lot away.
But it must be so frustrating though, because you want to get like your point across before it goes out there, and you know, it's all just in the heat of the moment and stuff. I would totally do the same.
So Megan, your music career, you've literally gone strength to strength. You've been touring, you've been really busy. You know, your country music has been really taken off. Did you always want to do country music?
Yes, I actually did, always. It's a bit of people are like, why country music? Like, you're in the UK, it's not big over here.
Oh, it's getting big. I'm
It
starting
is.
to enjoy country music. Zach Bryan,
Okay, yeah.
love a bit of that.
I have a confession. This might seem really uncool, but I went to a Gareth Brooks concert last
you?
summer in Dublin. Yeah, and I took my mum, so it was amazing.
I was
Are you
gonna-
into him as well?
I am. No, to
Yeah.
be honest, my most favourite person ever in the world is Casey Musgraves. I don't know if you've listened to her stuff.
Yeah.
But it's big in Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah,
country.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really big in Ireland.
C2C is going to be coming to Ireland, or
okay.
Belfast, next year.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, country music for me, it was a bit of a weird... How I found out that I liked it is I used to obviously go to a million auditions. I went to a musical audition, and there was an American lady on the panel, and she said to me, "Look, we're not going to give you the part because you just sound too country." And I was like really young, and I was like, country? Anyway, I walked out. Obviously, I was upset, and I said to my mum, she said, "I sound country, I should listen to country music." And my mum was like, "Oh, I love country music." And I was like, "Really?" And then like my family actually listened to country music, so I started like learning all the songs, and then obviously I got old enough to audition for the X Factor, and I was going in as a country artist. So I was doing country music like years ago.
So even when you was doing X Factor, what about Britain's Got Talent? What?
No, so obviously that was a music proceed.
Yeah.
That was actually a bit of a joke.
Because didn't you rock up in like multicolored tutus?
I really didn't think we
Do you
were
look
going to...
at yourself now like, why they keep using this bit of content? Like, this ain't me.
Because how old were you when
I
you...
was 16, I think. Yeah, Demi was 14, I was 16. We was theatre school kids. And I was just so into, you know, like Wicked and like High School Musical, Hannah Montana. And we were like, let's just do it. And we just dressed up. We went to Primark. We kitted ourselves out in multicoloured tutus and everything. And when we went, they actually didn't show, like, obviously they couldn't show the full audition. We was doing the splits, the whole shebang. I can't do the
Can you
splits
do the
now.
splits?
I can't do
Okay.
the splits. I wish I could. But I actually could do the splits. And we got through and we were like,
Oh shit.
how
we
have
got to
got
do this
through?
now.
So we did it, and then we got on the live shows and we were like, oh my God. So it was actually not really like a serious audition. And it's the ones that I was obviously being serious with the country music, and I didn't get through.
Oh wow.
But, it's
But
all
yeah,
good.
it's definitely a good genre to be in. Like country music. It's really
Love
is
country.
coming up.
And I think Una Healy from the Saturdays as
Yes.
well. She's also now embarking on a country career, so it is becoming very on trend, isn't it?
I like it.
But I think the lyrics in country as well, they kind of hit a little bit deeper.
Well, this is why I
yeah.
feel like country for me, that's why I love it so much. I write my own music. I feel like I've got so much to write about. And I feel like from where I've come from, with the music, with the TV, like people do judge me. And it's like, country works for me because I can literally write what I want down. It's not like a pop song. Love pop music, but a pop song's very like cheesy and like could be a bit, skims over it. With country, it's the nitty gritty. You're gonna, if you want to know about me, if you want to know about my breakups, if you want to know about my relationships, listen to my songs.
Yeah.
It's everything in there. They're all real stories. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what they say about country music, though, isn't it? It's like telling you a story.
Oh,
when you
it
listen
is.
to the lyrics. So
Definitely. Because you wrote a couple of songs which about heartbreak, but you're very happily in a relationship right now. We've seen the photos of you being in Paris, like but adorable.
Yeah.
The music coming out, is that going to be like more love related?
So
Look at the smile on your face. You're like, I can't stop smiling, but yeah, I am.
I'm very happy right now. Can you tell?
Yeah.
So obviously I've got like a few unreleased tracks because I am releasing an album at the end of kind of after summer. There's still going to be obviously heartbreak tracks because I haven't released them all and I still have them in the bank. But going into the studio now, I feel like I'm
skipping.
My eyes are like open to this like new world. And I feel like, I could write some love songs.
Yes.
Because I don't think
I've got no sadness left in me. I'm just so happy. Like I can't bring myself to do heartbreak.
No,
that's good.
But
You're glowing.
Thank you. My A&R, the guy that looks after me for my music and my writing sessions, and he used to say to me last year, he was like, Megan, listen, I'm really loving the writing sessions, but we've got to up it a little bit. It's a bit depressing. I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, like if I can't listen to another heartbreak song, I'm like, but that's how I feel right now. So he's gonna be absolutely buzzing that I'm gonna be writing some happy ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. But I could feel that. So what's next? Summer's coming up. Surely you're going to be busy touring.
Yes. I have loads of festivals booked in.
Really?
Really cool ones. I'm doing like some big main stage slots and I'm all over the UK. A lot of country festivals. And then I'm releasing my album, which is like a huge deal for me. Like I've wanted to do this for years. I released a country album years ago and it's obviously I've been releasing a song a week I did it for like 6 months. It was a lot of work.
Wow, a song a week for 6 months?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I know.
That's a lot of content.
A lot of content, a lot of TikToks.
That heartbreak must be really bad.
Apparently Dolly Parton said though in the same night she wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene apparently.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
So,
Really?
Apparently, it was years later she had managed to find, I don't know, them in a drawer or something. Yeah. So you
that's
never
so
know.
cool.
Yeah.
But that's impressive. Really freaking impressive. Like you must be so creative to have these words come, because there's times when not everybody wants to talk and you're like, but you're just getting it all out. It's like therapy, surely.
Exactly. I feel like it's good for me.
Yeah.
I like it. It's actually weird. You walk into a room with complete strangers and you talk about the deepest things and you think, wow. But you walk out and there is no better feeling than walking out with a song. It's from nothing. You're walking in with my story. Obviously, you have a producer, you have a guitarist, and it's just like this basically. And you're there all day. You have your tea, you chat, you have a little break, and then it's like you get these ideas and they just spiral out of it, and it's amazing. It blows my mind. Even when I've written the song, I'm like, how did I even do that? It's like magic. So that for me is probably the best thing in life. Is like having a song of your own. And
now, you did Glasgow last year. Did that not that's one of the biggest things you could freaking do?
I know, I can't believe it.
Were you not nervous?
Yeah.
I
was so nervous because I didn't know anyone was going to be there for me. That was my main worry all day. I was like, I was moaning all day. I was like, oh my God, there's going to be no one here. There's going to be no one here all morning. Yeah. Sorry, not all day, because I was the first slot.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to take on, being like the opener of the acoustic stage. And it is a big stage. I actually thought it was going to be a small stage. And when I went in and it was this huge tent and there was no one there because obviously it was in the morning and it was the Sunday and I was like, oh my God, everyone would have definitely been out drinking all night.
Oh.
Like, are they even going to get up for me? And then it was like 20 minutes before I went on, there was still no one there. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm going to be performing to like 4 people.
In a big stage.
In a big, like, I was terrified. So I'm going back and forth, doing my hair, getting my outfit. I'm like, try and calm down. If there's 4 people, I'm going to perform to 4 people. So I went up the side and I didn't realise that they made people queue. So then they were letting people in. And when I say the tent filled up, it was incredible.
Oh, wow.
It was at full. And like everyone was in cowboy hats and it was just the best. It was honestly the best moment of my life.
I was going to say, surely you can just think back and be like, Jesus Christ, look at my journey.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I know.
Incredible.
I do. I get emotional with it, especially when I sing my song This, which is about the whole journey of wanting it so bad. Like, if anybody that's close to me knows this is what I've always wanted to do. Like, it means so much to me. So to be just on that lineup and be there, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Like, I've been told that I wouldn't be able to do this because of my reality TV and stuff. Like, I've been told that numerous times.
It's so hard as well.
Yeah.
So hard to have that label and to break it. Yeah. Because I remember James Arthur used to always say that. They never asked him to do Glasso because he was on X Factor.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that. And
God.
I know. I love James. His music is insane. His writing, everything. And like, I know I see that and I was like, oh my God, I have been on the X Factor. And I know it was obviously the celeb X Factor, but still, like, I've come from reality, from a TV show and they've had me on here. So I'm like, wow, this is it.
Yeah.
This is happening for me. And I have to pinch myself. I'm like, this is actually happening for me. Like, wow.
And is there anything you have in your rider before you perform that you have to have?
Oh, yeah.
My rider, it's nothing too fancy, to be honest. Sometimes I am cheeky and do ask for a bottle of tequila.
Oh my God, same here.
But sometimes
I
they
always
might
ask for
not.
tequila. When I DJ, I'm like, bottle of tequila, please.
But to be honest, I'm really boring because I'm really careful with like everything. And I like ginger, obviously the whole shebang, ginger, honey. I do ask for Capri Suns on my rider.
Capri Suns.
And gluten-free snacks because obviously I'm gluten-free and it's just a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
So...
Nothing too outrageous.
A bit boring. I know you hear some crazy things about the riders, but
people like warm towels and they want. Was Mariah Carey like, I want a different coloured toilet roll or something bizarre like that?
So many like
Did
scented
she?
fresh flowers and scented candles in her room and
oh
stuff.
well, I mean she is Mariah Carey, so
I remember I did this DJing gig once and it was at Camden Roundhouse and it was pretty big and they were like, oh, what do you want for your rider? And I was like, oh, like it's fine. I'll just have some sparkling water, whatever. And then this guy was in the room next to me and he said he just wanted a bottle of tequila and I was like, oh, I'm jealous. Yeah. And then who was next? Clean Bandit was the other side of me. And honestly, they had like a shopping trolley of everything. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, big old Sainsbury's delivery was sent to their rider. And I was like, I need to abuse this a little bit more.
That is funny. Yeah. I mean, I basically do get a free shopping bag though after every show, obviously, because they give me loads of gluten-free snacks, Capri Suns, everything, and I do normally have a whole boot full of things. Yeah.
It's a little perk to the job.
Yeah.
So Glasso was like amazing. What do you think could top that?
Oh wow.
What would you love to do? And be
my God.
Okay, we've gone up.
Coachella.
Oh, I mean, that's obviously, I suppose, obviously, I know I've done my own shows and I am going to be doing my own shows, more intimate gigs, but to be able to, do an arena tour for me, across the UK and obviously, to crack America and to potentially, support an American artist and, really push, obviously, the country. That, for me, is at the top of my list, but I think my own arena shows would be...
amazing.
That's a dream for me.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So, Julianne, in terms of what's happening at the moment, is there anything that's really hot topic that people are just writing about, or what have you been? getting your teeth into recently?
Well, I actually interviewed Alison Hammond last week at an event.
Amazing.
Yeah, at the Burberry British Diversity Awards, where she picked up an award. But obviously she's quite topical at the moment because she now is the new host of the Great British Bake Off.
Oh yeah, I
Do you think
see.
that, what are your opinions
I
on
love
Alison?
it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think
think
she's
it's brilliant.
hilarious.
She's
Like,
brilliant. Her and Dermot, like
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
And not only that, but she also presented the BAFTAs as well
Oh, I see.
a few weeks ago. So like her career's been going from strength to strength. But yeah, she was telling us like they didn't just give her the job, she had to audition for it. And weirdly, the audition took place in a garden centre. But she says it's just very bittersweet because she would love for her mum to be there because her mum was like her biggest fan, her biggest cheerleader. So, and she says the news was leaked on the day of her mum's birthday. So it's, quite, ironic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also at the moment as well, I think at the minute there's been like a blackmail story surrounding her as well.
yeah, there has been.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is
wouldn't know.
terrible.
Yeah, I think the police have got involved with that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because they were asking money from her or
Yeah.
something.
So apparently
way.
this person was a friend of hers and now he is like demanding money off her and blackmailing her. So yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean, you just
God.
never know what's going on in people's lives because everything looked like it was going amazing for her, but obviously she's been dealing with this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So the police now have got involved and it's
That's
quite
madness
worrying.
as well, because when you look at Alison, she's always like this really
Yeah,
happy,
and
full
so
of energy
bubbly,
person,
yeah.
but you don't know what is behind.
Of course, that's what I mean.
She's, in terms of her career though, she has gone strength to strength. Remember, she was on
Yeah.
Big Brother. She was the one that danced on the table.
This keeps
and
coming
the
back
table
to Big
broke.
Brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
Yeah.
was on Big Brother, and yeah, look how she's like. It's taken years, like to
I
build
love
up.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. It just shows when you really want something and you're good at your job, you can make it happen.
100.
And also
I mean?
likable as well. I
Yeah.
think is
You
a big
have to be
factor as
likeable.
well.
Exactly.
And I think you have to be real as well. You know, that's
Yeah.
what I would say. Like,
Yeah.
people need to see the real you. You can't be fake.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
or try and be somebody else. I think one of the best advice somebody gave me when I was younger, getting into the presenting career, was not everybody's going to like you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? And as soon as you take that out your head to be like, oh, I want to please everybody, I want to be, you know, be the best and be like this person because they like this person. As soon as you get that out your head and be like, look, you're going to be like Marmite. People might like you, people might hate you. As soon as you start believing in that, then
Yeah.
you're real and you're likable.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah.
Yeah, so that was lovely to chat to her last week. And yeah, and she spoke a little bit about her son. She was saying like she's doing it for her son and all the single mums out there. So I thought that was really sweet as well. So good for her.
Oh,
Yeah.
ladies, are you ready for a bit of bangers and trash? So there's been a few things that are happening in the celebrity world at the moment that I would love to discuss and get your opinions on this. So first up, we're going to discuss Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. Like, I'm sure you've seen this on social media because I do believe that the dramas between the two has been started by a TikToker because, you know, Selena Gomez, she had you know, they all have separate fan groups, but Selena Gomez was dating Justin Bieber, and then 3 months after that breakup, he gets engaged to Hailey Bieber. But all of a sudden, it's kind of feels like it's just been regurgitated of a feud. Like, you know more though. Because you've already told me that you've been, you know about this. I'm dying to know a little bit more ins and outs of this.
I'm a huge Hailey Bieber fan, always have been, but I've always been a Selena Gomez fan.
Yeah.
But I think all this drama stems from, obviously, it's not as simple. Justin was obviously with Selena, then they had a break, he was with Hailey, then she was with Selena again, he was with Hailey. It was like back and forth.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like obviously I've like seen things and like watched. Obviously, look, you can't believe everything, but I know that they were like back and forth, the dating thing. I think even Hailey did speak about something. She did a podcast, and then I think what's happened is there was some sort of picture that was put up after Selena put something up, and they've been saying that Hailey's been like, you know, taking the mick out of Selena and like aiming things at Selena. That's the part that I don't know.
I actually heard this. So apparently, Hailey Bieber went into a restaurant with Madison Beer
Oh, right.
or Bear.
Yeah.
Beer, And Selena Gomez was in the same restaurant. So you know the song Yummy that Justin Bieber did? Apparently that is for Hailey Bieber. So Hailey Bieber goes in, sees Selena Gomez and says to the waiter, can we put on Yummy please? Because that's I mean, so it's sad. All hearsay, but it's like these little nuggets are coming out. So
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I've obviously been seeing all like the videos floating around of Hailey, like how she kind of like hunted Justin down.
Yeah,
have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
And like, it's a bit like, obviously, like, it's quite mean. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, he obviously fell in love with her or whatever. But then it's like, I see this video the other day of like, she was like kind of like hovering in the back, and she like, you could see she was kind of like trying to find Justin, like, and obviously she was just with the fans.
Yeah.
And then it's like I know that she would tweet that she was there for Selena and Justin. Did you see all that?
Oh no.
So like years ago, she was like for Justin and Selena.
Yeah,
but then everything, and then obviously then she was with Justin, and it's all. So I think for years it's been like all in and out.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah,
and Hailey Bieber knew exactly what she wanted, and she planned it.
I love Hailey Bieber.
I know. I mean, I'm partial to this all, but I mean, I just when it comes to drama.
But also apparently, the the Jenners have got involved, Kylie and Kendall, and apparently now they've lost some of their fans for people who are siding on Selena's side, because obviously they're really good fans with Hailey, and apparently they've accused Kylie of bullying. So she lost lots of her followers. She was the most followed woman on Instagram, and then since this has all started, now Selena has overtook her. Yeah. So
Kylie Jenner was the most followed and
woman on Instagram, and since all this has started, now Selena is.
I didn't know anything about that.
I didn't because they have accused her and Kendall and Hailey of bullying Selena.
But Selena Gomez did write on her social media about her and Hailey Bieber, like there's no bad blood or anything. Yeah. But they weren't following each other. Selena followed Hailey Bieber, then Hailey Bieber like an hour later followed. So how people time and like stopwatch this. Yeah. But now they follow each other. But I don't know, I mean, surely there's some truth to it.
I definitely think there's some truth to it. I reckon they've had issues over the year. Obviously, 100%. They love the same man, let's be real. And it's like, and I just think, but I also think the social media has been very cruel, and people are creating accounts. And obviously, I know that Hailey's been getting death threats, and it's just, I mean, it's a bit ridiculous now. Like, people need to get a life. Like, leave them alone.
You know, it stems back to anybody on the social media, like what we spoke earlier. It's not just you and the other person. It's you and like the 3 people in the relationship, but they're the ones that are causing more drama when there didn't need to be drama. But then how would they have found out all these things? Yeah. I mean, I did see that apparently Hailey Bieber was wearing the same clothes as Selena Gomez. And as soon as they saw that, they would, they took the picture of that and then they posted it. But
they're going to say anything at the end. They're going to say anything.
They could find a picture from 2 years ago and be like, oh,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I've been watching it. Obviously, it just comes up on my TikTok. And like, it's been like, the feed has been crazy about Hailey and Selena. Yeah. So I'm like watching it, and I do think, oh, bloody hell, like, some things like it's a bit mental, but then I just think people are blowing this up. They need to drop it out, really. Like, they're married, for God's sake.
Yeah, you forget that.
But these fans are so die hard. Like, these fans are so die hard. Like, I think it's sort of them that are creating this. And
but I didn't know that Justin literally ping-ponged between the two of them, though. I mean, surely they would get a point where we're just like, Jesus Christ, again? Again?
And he did get married to Hailey quite quickly as well.
Very quickly.
I think it was, within 3 months or something? Yeah. So...
Well, but engaged after 3 months.
Pardon?
Engaged after 3 months.
But they seem to be going strong, so it'll be interesting. To see.
Well, it seems as though that Selena Gomez has moved on, because apparently she was pictured with Zayn Malik going on a date in New York. Once again, people posting on social media was just like, oh my God, I just saw them holding hands, 10:30, Soho, New York. Wow. I'm like, first of all, 10:30, walk in Soho. I'm like, it's a bit late. That definitely wouldn't be a date of mine. I'd be like, 10 o'clock, that's it. I'm going to bed now. But
oh, that's cute, though.
But I wonder what Gigi will say about it, because she and Selena not friends, and obviously Gigi and Zayn have a child. So, and apparently
it's a small world over there, isn't it? The USA is huge, but it's a very, very small world.
It's all very cliquey. They have their cliques, and they're all like part of Taylor's gang, aren't they? They were all in her music video. So
I'm a huge Taylor fan, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm like Team Taylor.
So
what was I going to say about Selena well, they were saying about actually it's could be quite good for Zayn Malik because obviously he had a bit of issues with anxiety and smoking cannabis, so this could be good for them to do together. Can you see them as a good match? I'm trying to
they both visually look really good together.
I mean, Selena posted a first trap the other day, and I was
see.
like, dang, blonde hair, bikini. I was like, who's that for?
I like her blonde.
Yeah, and then Hailey liked it, so I think that's like
Did
an
she?
olive branch. Apparently, yeah, she liked it. So
I love this.
maybe
Isn't it a
settled
sad
things.
world we live in? I'm just saying.
I know.
It's the psychology of Instagram.
I know.
Oh my God.
And if people aren't liking, then you're like, oh well, we must have fell out or something. Why are they not liking? Like not liking can say as much as liking.
Well, I'm terrible on social media. Like, I will gut people, even if I'm friends with them. Like, if I don't want to see you on my social media, I'll remove you from my social media. It doesn't mean I don't like you, you know? It's just like, just gutting. But, yeah, I suppose it is, though. Sometimes when you start dating somebody new, you know, they might like your photos to begin with. You're like, oh, this is nice. They're liking a photo. Very good. And then they stop. You're like, oh, great. They're not interested in me anymore. It's so messed up.
I know.
So messed up.
Yeah.
Join the fun on Slingo. Enjoy a £50 welcome bonus. Play over 3,000 vibrant Slingo games, age 25 and over. Be gamble aware. For more information, visit begambleaware.org. On every show, we have a couple of dating dilemmas that we shouted out on our social media. Now, I've got a couple and I need advice. So the first one goes, I am sleeping with a married man. Ooh. I met him from my old job. So you could say we were work married, but nothing happened while we was working. I left this job 6 months ago and we stayed in touch ever since. Over the last couple of months, we've been meeting up for dinner. Both just thinking it was friends, working. But I went back to his after dinner and I slept with him. Now I feel like I'm naturally falling in love with him because we keep on going out for dinner and sleeping with each other. He has no intentions of leaving his wife, but I still want to keep on seeing him. And I know that my feelings for him are soon to grow stronger. How should I handle this? As I do still want to keep seeing him, but I know that this is gonna get difficult. Dun, dun, dun. First of all, what would you say?
Run for the hills.
No, I was just about to say, like, what are you doing? Firstly,
What are you doing?
Surely she wants to be with someone that wants her full self and like, so they can be together. Like, that's literally leading two lives.
And also, if he's going to cheat with you, he's going to cheat on you.
Yeah.
So I think you're safer to just walk away now before she gets any more involved and meet someone who's open and willing to want to be with her long term.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he straight out said he has no intentions of leaving the wife, like, hello, you are just a booty call.
Yeah, literally booty call.
But surely that will make you feel a little bit dirty in yourself to be like, oh, you know, I'm just going out. But I get it. When you spend time with somebody, you know, you fall for them, you get all twiggy, you know, the hormones. So it's really, really hard to cut the umbilical. But surely you need to have some sort of self-respect here.
I mean, I would want someone for myself. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't share.
No.
She's literally sharing. She's literally giving him the green light to share.
Do you think she's kind of hoping that he will change his mind?
Maybe, but I don't know.
But it never works.
That's red flag everywhere. That is 1,000 million red flags. That's just not good.
Do you think they should just cut the umbilical and walk, or do you think she should say something to his wife?
No, I wouldn't say anything to the wife because then it's just going to open a whole can of worms, and that's not really her issue. Like, just walk away.
I would
and find
personally
your
walk
own
away. I feel like she'll probably find out anyway. I'd probably just walk away.
He's probably done it before anyway, and the wife probably has a good idea. And it sounds like he's bored in his marriage and he's just having a bit of fun with her.
That marriage is not going to last.
No.
Surely not.
No.
And you don't want to be involved when the fireworks go off, to be quite honest, to be that person. Because even if hypothetically speaking, you know, the wife finds out, they break up. He's not going to then stay with you. Like, you know, at the end of the day, he's going to go off and find the freedom gallivanting and then, you know, deal with a broken marriage, and then it will all hit him later on.
And even if he did, by some small chance, stay with her, how could she ever be happy? She'd always be wondering, a part of her, when he goes out or when he goes to work, what he's up to. So,
yeah, sod that.
Yeah, it's just too much work.
Sod that. I don't know how old this person is, but definitely there are more fish in the sea that will respect you, that, you know, that you'll find that will love you for you and yourself.
Yeah. Why would you want to base your relationship on like there's no trust, there's no
actually in all fairness, you know, you get hooked on the desire and the want and the chase. Right now, like, you know, they always say that men always love the challenge and the chase. Right now, you know, you can't have that person, so you're addicted to that thriving of the challenge of trying to get this person. Say hypothetically speaking, he turns around and was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna leave my wife, you know, or you could just be like, oh wow, I've got this now. And it'd be so funny to see how your hormones change after that when you actually get something that you want.
Yeah.
Not here for it.
Still a strong no.
No, I just
strong
think,
I'll
no,
run for the
just-
hills.
Yeah, she's just wasting her time, like her precious single years, on someone who just is not worth it.
Agreed.
Agreed. Concurred. Leave now. Run for the hills.
You'll thank us later.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me on this month's show of Getting Lippy, and thank you everybody at home watching. Tune in